Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're having yourself an awesome Tuesday. And welcome back for another episode of Talk About It with Dak, where every Tuesday I talk about what might be on my mind or just something I feel like I should talk about. And based on the title, you could tell that today I'm talking about what it's like being a Dallas sports fan. And I should probably define or elaborate what that means. So, DFW, Dallas, whatever you want to call it. I'm mainly talking about the Big Four professional sports teams that happen to reside in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, which include the Dallas Stars of the NHL, the Dallas Mavericks of the NBA, the Texas Rangers of the MLB, and the Dallas Cowboys of the NFL. And I'll be honest, before just this disclaimer, well, it's not really a disclaimer. I feel like I need to mention this. This is my fourth time running through this, and I've learned that I could easily condense this. So, yeah, I'm not going to talk too much about that. Anyways, I like to talk too much about a lot of random things, and sometimes there have been times where I could talk about something as simple as 2 to 5 minute conversation and turn it into 20 minutes. And that's kind of saying something for someone like me. But anyways, that is not the point of this video. So I'm gonna just do like a little backstory. Not gonna try to talk too long about that. And get into what it's like about being a sports fan of each of those four Dallas sports teams individually, because they all have their own unique story. So, growing up, I was a big sports fan, loved sports, big gamer, thanks to sports. And then I guess my passion and love for sports kind of grew through playing baseball as a kid, doing some flag football, and just having fun playing all these like sports like casually or just like when I'm at home with some family kind of thing. And video games really, and I mean really helped. Games including from because I played a lot of PS2, Xbox 360, and Wii when I was growing up. Games including the NBA Live series, the NBA 2K series, the MLB The Show series, the Madden series, and even MLB Power Pros. If you know, you know. That's one of my favorite games to play on PS2 to this day, because I still own my PS2. But anyways, so yeah, thanks to video games and having a family who was super into sports, helped me kind of grow that love for sports from whenever I could first learn about sports to present day. Because as you can tell, Ranger gear here, Ranger gear there, Ranger cup right here. Obviously only Ranger stuff right now for maybe obvious reasons. But anyways, so yeah, when it comes to when I became a fan or really had my interest peaked, or how would I describe it? I don't know how to describe it, but just really becoming intrigued, fascinated, more interested in learning about player names and just paying a lot more attention to these sports teams. It's kind of a weird story, kind of a weird way to think about it, because there's not really a specific day or time. But I can think of like potential like time in my life when I became interested in the four sports teams. Now, when it comes, okay, I need to slow my roll. So, when it comes to each of the four teams, I can't recall a specific time where I became, I don't know what the word would be. Like I said before, it could be intrigued, fascinated, interested in, or just paid more attention to this specific sports team to learn more about them, whether it be stats, owners, coaches, player names, whatever the case. But I'll go kind of down a little list, try to keep it simple, short, to the point. So with the Stars, didn't really know any players except Mike Modano up until the mid-2010s, so about the 2016, 2017 time range. That's when I started to slowly pay attention to Stars hockey. And with Stars hockey, present day, I'm going to say I'm a casual fan. The main reason I say I'm a casual fan is that I can name some players. But the problem is that I don't watch a whole lot of Stars hockey, for one. And plus, if you gave me like a simple like list, like a simple, not a simple list, like a simple quiz for just true Dallas Stars fans, I'm going to fail that because I don't know, because older players and like from the past like 10, 15 years, so majority of my life or almost all my life, players I can name that have played with the Stars, there's Tyler Seguin, Jake Ottinger, Jamie Benn, Mike Modano, Jordy Benn, Miro Heiskanen, Evgeny Dodonov. I'm naming a lot of the current players: Sam Steele, Jason Robertson, Wyatt Johnson, Logan Stankoven, who was traded this season, Mikko Rantanen, who's currently on the Stars as we speak. and all those kind of players. I feel like there are a lot more I can mention. Oh, Matt Duchene, and I'm mentioning just current players, so that's really saying something. Um, but yeah, I have to say that I'm a casual fan because my knowledge in terms of just knowing about the team and a lot of stuff isn't necessarily there as you would think a true Stars fan would be. So my super duper basic knowledge of the Dallas Stars and having like I guess a lot of commitment to paying attention to the team is why I call myself a casual. Anyways, moving on. So the next team goes the Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys. Growing up, I guess I can say like before 2010 was when I became a fan thanks to Madden and a little random memory of when I was in elementary school, probably kindergarten, first grade. The Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders visited our school, and I guess that's probably helps me think like, oh, it was around that time when I was slowly becoming a fan. Prior to that, hopefully not during that time because that's weird at that point. But yeah, pretty interesting experience. And then growing up from that point to now, I've gotten to visit the stadium handful of times. I've only been to 2 games my entire life. I think one in 2016, one I think after 2020. I don't remember. It was such a long time ago. And I've been a fan ever since, just growing up, especially with my love for football, thanks to Madden, and just wanting to wear some pads and the helmet, like the little packages you could get as a kid, where it would be the jersey, the pants, and the helmet without the pads and all that stuff. And just loved football. Absolutely loved it. And from there, yeah, I didn't really get into football like physically, like actually playing tackle football and that kind of stuff because I did not work out for that. And I think for years until like Dak got drafted, I casually paid attention to Dallas Cowboys football. I knew about it, I enjoyed it, but I didn't watch it a whole lot. Besides maybe the Super Bowl, or if they made the playoffs, or like the occasional game on Sunday. But if I had to name at least 5 to 10 people from the Dallas Cowboys before Dak was drafted, whether it's management, coaches, whatever, I can name Jason Garrett, Jason Witten, Jerry Jones, Tony Romo, Felix Jones, DeMarco Murray, Miles Austin. Who else? Des Bryant. Who else? Who else is there? Oh, Travis Frederick, Zach Martin, Tyrone Smith, Sean Lee, Dan Bailey. Yeah, I think those are all I can really think of for right now. And then from there, once that got drafted, I feel like I turned it around, started slowly paying attention to Dallas Cowboys football and the NFL and NFL football more and more. And yeah, from there it's just been going up and really getting in depth and paying attention to football a whole bunch, especially with college football. But that's not the point of this. So, after that kind of little rambling session with Dallas Cowboys football, and a little backstory, my conclusion about Dallas Cowboys being a Dallas Cowboys fan, it sucks. Well, actually, at best, it's average. It's all right. It's very interesting, especially being, I guess you can say, being associated with the Cowboys as a fan, because the lack of playoff success, the odd management style with Jerry Jones, the whole Dak Prescott situation, the whole situation when it comes to injuries, when it comes to playoff success, when it comes to coach success, just the whole organization as a whole is super duper goofy. I'll say that for sure. Yeah, sometimes it does suck being a Cowboys fan because at that point people could laugh at me, but now I can laugh with them at myself. Like, yeah, I'm a Cowboys fan. Ha ha ha. I'm laughing because it sucks and it's funny because it sucks. I don't know, something like that. But to quickly move on, so became a Rangers fan and a Mavericks fan when I was really young. I know before 2010. I know that for an absolute fact because when I was a lot younger, I think around that time frame, late 2000s, early 2010s, whenever both those teams made their championship game appearances. One team won, the Dallas Mavericks in 2011, and when they did that, I guess around that time, yeah, I'm going in circles. Around that time, I ended up having an opportunity and feeling blessed enough to be able to go to a bunch of Ranger games at the old stadium, bunch of Mavericks games at the American Airlines Center when I was a kid with people from church and my grandparents and all those awesome people from time to time. And from there, I guess I just started paying attention more and more to who the players were, and just learning more about them in terms of statistics, history, records, knowing the players, coaches, all that. Like, for example, I can name Ron Washington, Rick Carlisle. Then there's players like Jason Kidd, Jason Terry, Dirk Nowitzki, Brennan Haywood, Steve Nash, Michael Finley. And then with the Rangers, there's Ian Kinsler, Mitch Moreland, Mike Napoli, Elvis Andrus. Let's see, who else? Oh, Adrian Beltre. Then David Murphy, Josh Hamilton, Nelson Cruz, and a lot of other great guys. And I think after about 2012, from there on, like 2012, 2013-ish, me paying attention and knowing the player names and even paying attention to those sports on a general level just dropped off and went, shoo. Didn't really know a lot of players, didn't really care, didn't pay attention. Just lived my life as a young kid. So yeah, I think from 2012 to about... So for the Mavericks, I think from after they won the title up until Luka got drafted, only player I could think of is like maybe JJ Barea, Tyson Chandler, Dirk Nowitzki, Seth Curry, Wesley Matthews, Chandler Parsons, just a handful of guys, not a whole lot of recognizable names. With the Rangers, from that point, it was guys like Ronaldo Odor, Joey Gallo, Delano DeShields, and a lot of other guys like that. I feel like Robinson Chirino, sure, and Martin Perez, sure, I'll add him in the mix. I just simply didn't pay attention, didn't know the names, like I said. And then once we got into, I think so, oh my gosh, I'm going in circles. Goodness gracious, sorry. So, paid attention to Rangers until 2016, and didn't know only knew a few players from 2016 to about 2021, 2022. Joey Gallo, Sensu Chu, Delano DeShields, Robinson Chirinos, Martin Perez. Those are the only guys I can really name for right now. And then I didn't pay attention to probably Mavericks basketball until about like 2018, 2019, when Luka finally got drafted. I would play the NBA 2K game, but didn't really know much. Then, obviously, after Luka got drafted, and then whenever, like I think the year or two before, the Rangers went to the World Series and won in 2023. Thanks to playing video games, I got to learn more about the players, learn stats, and kind of just be a lot more familiar with the team than I had been in years prior, past couple years prior to that. Then, obviously, from there, it's been nice seeing all the playoff success with the Mavericks and with the Rangers. Obviously, the Rangers past couple seasons, they've only made it in 2023. When they won the World Series, they missed out in 2024, which is all right, because we drafted Wyatt fracking Langford. And then Mavericks been on the up and up with the playoff success till this season. With 2022, 23, 24, and finally, I think 23 is when they made the Western Conference Finals, lost. Or it was 22, I don't know. I need to fact check myself. In 2024, in the previous season, they made it to the finals, lost to Celtics. And it's just been interesting being a fan of both. With the way this season has gone for the Rangers, we've been on the up and up. Definitely an improvement from last season, even though it's been a little funky, but it's been nice to be able to be a Ranger fan and just being a Ranger fan now, it's definitely interesting because we're 2 years removed from winning World Series and a couple even more years from losing a whole bunch of games. And now it's like I feel like although they might not be like, oh, they're gonna win the World Series, or it's oh, they didn't make the playoffs last year, you shouldn't be a fan, you should move on. Well, I'm a true fan, and I care about my team to be able to say that. Even if they don't win another World Series for another 5 years, even if it's under Bruce Bochy, that is okay, because I still love my team through and through. And I definitely learned that just growing older, and I guess you can say becoming more mature, since I'm in my 20s now. And The Mavericks, obviously, going to keep it short, going to keep it sweet. And I say that even though this video is taking more than 10 minutes. It sucks. At least this season's been interesting. 2 words. Nico Harrison. Just him alone defines how weird and wacky this season has been with him trading Luka and all that stuff. It's like it was fine. I was happy. I was looking forward to seeing what kind of success the team would have with having the trio of Luka, Kyrie, and Klay Thompson. But then, obviously, what we thought was an early April Fool's joke happened to be real with the Luka trade to LA. And it seems like it didn't matter because, like Anthony Edwards once said, Ant-Man, Batman, Superman, Lakers in 5. And they lost in 5 to the Timberwolves. So, there's that. What else is there? Yeah. And then just him saying, Nico Harrison just saying defense wins championships has been interesting because it didn't work out for Luka because they lost in 5 in the first round. And then the Mavericks won their first playing game just to lose their second playing to the Kings by a tremendous amount of points. So it's going to be an interesting offseason. And to be a Dallas Mavericks fan, it's such an interesting time. It absolutely sucks. And it's just, I don't know how to describe it. I guess you can say, like, people can laugh at me for being a Mavericks fan, but also, like, I guess feel bad in more of a sarcastic, goofy kind of way. Because does it suck? Absolutely. But I think I should, at this point, I can laugh at myself for all the things that has happened with this organization. And that is okay. Because even though it sucks, I had to kind of go through some different senses, different types of emotions over the past couple of months with the Mavericks. I definitely learned that it's okay, and that I have become a little too emotionally invested into sports sometimes. So, yeah, I really hope that even though everything has happened with the Mavericks and all these sports teams, that they can turn around and all that kind of stuff, because I could turn around and say, oh, I hate Nico Harrison. I now hate the Mavericks. I'm not watching Mavericks basketball again. Boycott it until they win a title or make this NBA Finals next time. But no, just because it happens doesn't mean I need to just turn my back on the team. It's like how we are, obviously I'm going to transition a little lesson. It's like how we are as Christians or just people in general, like who follow Jesus. When we sin and we get annoyed with life, like, oh yeah, no, like, it's like, why, God? Why are you doing this to me? And we would turn around and be like, yep, you're gone. We're out of here. We hate you now, God. But in reality, even when we sin, even when we fall short or things don't go according to plan in the way we want it to, everything happens for a reason because it's in God's plans for us and our lives. So we just got to be prepared for the best. And even if it's not what we want right now, or even if it's not what we want at all, no matter what it is, it all works out for a reason because everything happens for a purpose. So yeah, just like with the Mavericks, although this has been a weird and rough season and just ended in a very odd, confusing, and I guess overall questionable way, doesn't mean I'm not going to love them the same next season. So yeah, I talked a lot. I thought I could make this video under 10 minutes, but I love talking probably a little too much, so I think just feeling the need to go in depth and talk about this stuff made it a lot longer than I anticipated. So, anyways, smash the like button, subscribe. See you guys in the next video. Adios, amigos.